Hello, everybody, and welcome to Back to School Night. My name is Mr. Mosley. I'm a U.S. history teacher here for 8th grade at La Mesa Junior High School. Real quick for us, we're just going to be looking at what we're going to be looking at today. So, first and foremost, I'll give a little introduction about myself, your child in the class, and what that looks like, the learning structure of the class, and the different things that we've got going on there in the classroom. And then finally, resources and support that you might find valuable as you're helping out your students. So, first and foremost, my name is Mr. Mosley. I go by Mr. Mo. Maybe you've heard your kids say it. I'm cool with either one. I grew up in Simi Valley, so down the street there, Southern California boy. I married my high school girlfriend. I have 3 kids with her. Educationally, I went out to Arizona after graduating from Oak Park High School in Ventura County. I graduated with a business administration degree and started to work in finance. Played college football. I love the sport, so I decided to coach, help out the youth, be involved in the community. And in doing so, I really found my love for the teaching aspect of coaching and impacting and being a positive part of our youth's lives. So I really wanted to make sure that I refocused my education and my career goals to go towards that. And luckily, I had a wife that was able to support that for me, and I was able to get my teaching credential in social science. I've only taught really at the junior high level because I just love it. I feel like that's where I can make the greatest impact. And I'll tell kids or anybody else this: my meaning of life is a life of meaning, and I feel like this profession is extremely meaningful. Um, this is my first year at this school and in this district. I worked in Acton for a while, up the street there, and the demographic of the kids in the area. I love the area. I love teaching here. My big thing, my big points, my philosophy is giving my students knowledge and encouraging them to take a holistic look at everything. Not everything's as black and white, maybe as we were learned in elementary school. So I want to give them that information and give them the different perspectives and help students form their own opinions on the world and the way they see things. That way they can be those contributing members to society. A big launching point I'll always have. So our launch is what I'll leave our kids with before we leave, and it'll be a positive part of history. Now that doesn't necessarily mean that our kids need to be uh, world leaders and going down in textbooks, but being a positive part of anyone's history is extremely important, and we'll see the effects that individuals can make on history. In our classroom, I'm a firm believer that before a student can begin to learn, they need to feel safe and cared for. The whole quote will happen of the "they won't care about what you know until they know you care" is a big hitting point for me. I like to build rapport with our students and make sure that they understand that this is a profession that I love doing. It's something that I chose. I had the opportunity to work in different fields, but this is something that I want to do and I want to make an impact. So I need them to know that I'm here for them and I just want them to all be successful. I've told them over and over, I've never met a student that'll sit there and tell me they don't want to be successful. That if I told them, hey, I'll just give you an A or give you an F, which one would you want? Then I've never met a student say, go ahead and just give me the F. I don't care. Right. So if the kid wants to be successful. It's my job to try to facilitate that. So the first thing that we do in our classroom is we define respect and hold each other accountable. That's the way that they're treating each other. They treat me, and equally important as I treat them and make sure that they feel respected in the classroom. Again, we set those clear expectations. We'll have routines. We'll have different things that they need to do inside the classroom. And then we're consistent with accountability. I let the kids hold me accountable for the things that I say that I'm going to do in the classroom. That way I can hold them accountable because we set those clear expectations for them. And then finally, in my classroom, I'll have that open door policy. There's a safe environment. I feel like if a kid's being bullied or they feel like something's unfair or they're feeling uncomfortable or anything like that, that it's my job as a teacher to make sure that I'm available to them. Also, in this day and age, just not looking like they're being the tattletales or getting involved where they're going to get in deeper trouble, at least socially, on the campus. They can come to me and I'll make sure that I can facilitate for them without them looking like they're, again, being that tattletale or the snitch, so to speak. Learning structure. So I'm a firm believer in providing curriculum in many different ways. So kids learn different ways. They hang on to different aspects. They'll see something different if it's provided to them differently. So I make sure that I give them the information in as many ways as possible, whether that be a reading assignment, a video, a lecture based lesson that's accompanied by a Google slide or some form of visual representation, or just project based learning. The same can be said about their assessing my students' knowledge. I know that not everyone's a test taker. Unfortunately, that is a part of life where we do need to be tested on our knowledge. But I also feel like kids can provide their understanding and mastery of knowledge in different ways. So you'll also see that in the classroom where it's not just test quizzes, it's project based, it's writing based, it's discussion based. So that I do understand that they master that content. For our unit of study, in case we're curious here, we're looking at the roots of the American Revolution, the Constitution, a new nation, westward expansion through manifest destiny, reform movement, the Civil War, and then finally Reconstruction. So we're hitting all the way up there to the mid 1800s. This is something that I don't necessarily advertise too much because unfortunately I don't want people taking advantage of it and getting behind. But mastery of the content is the goal of this course. Therefore, late work is accepted. But again, if you keep on pushing it back, there's going to be more and more and more to do. So we try to stay up to date on things. I don't really assign too much homework. I try to get everything done in the classroom. The homework that they will have is the stuff that they don't get done in the classroom with that classroom time. But again, as in real world, some deadlines will apply. Things like the semester grading windows, things like that. They need to get their points in. Finally, the resources to help your student and support them in this classroom. Google Classroom is going to be a huge help. I'll post things in Google Classroom, especially in this day and age with not knowing how long kids might be out for with different exposures, things like that. Google Classroom is going to be your help. Infinite Campus is where you guys can look at their grades. Again, I posted our junior high junior high website because it does provide calendars, things like that. And then to support your students, just check in on those things. Check in with me if you have any questions. My email's there at the bottom. It's just kmosley@heartdistrict.org. And then really quick, before I sign off here, I wanted to make sure that you guys saw the Google Classroom. This is something that you guys will be looking at for your student. It'll be highlighted by week. It'll get the date that it's posted right here. So if they're absent, it'll show the due date or posted date based on the assignment or information. A notebook is going to be a big thing for them where they are required to fill out their notebook pages and turn them in about every 5 weeks there. But overall, if you guys check in here on as long as you guys check in on Google Classroom, they should stay up to date. Again, if you have any questions, you can email me. I will be happy to answer anything to support your child. And I am looking forward to a great school year. Thanks again.